Live from tape, pre-recorded at our studios in Austin, Texas and Portland, Oregon, it's Syndicated with Lesley and Ben. Hey, I'm the Ben of that.
And I'm the Lesley. This is a twice-monthly podcast about television, genre, and storytelling, in which we watch an episode of a show and explore the history of television, one episode at a time.
And folks, our special guest today is Chris Khatami of Spec Script. Hello, Chris.
Hello, America, and nowhere else. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just living life, living the dream. And ready to talk some BOT as us Tedders call it.
Not Ted heads.
No, Ted heads are the fan of the Seth MacFarlane saga. Sorry. And then Tedites are undead fans of Theodore Roosevelt.
I like how you checkmated my joke completely.
I'm sorry.
Bravo. Chris, if you were introducing yourself on a sitcom, what would your character entrance be right now? I kind of picture you as a Kramer bursting through the door.
Yeah. I would probably break through the door, and say, like, good news, everyone. You know those chickens that we lost? Someone would be like, we have chickens, and I'm like, never mind, and I would leave, something like that.
Oh, brilliant!
Like, yeah, I would come in. I would be a character that would have other adventures elsewhere that were wildly zany.
Oh, a Todd, if you will.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we're
BoJack Horseman Todd.
Yeah. I'm sad. There are many ways I'm a Todd, and oof. All right, I'm gonna go think about myself for a moment.
Well, let's talk about the show first.
Yeah. Maybe go think about yourself in about an hour. If that's okay.
All right. Gotta make content first, baby.
Yeah, it's all about the content. You can have your existential crisis on your own time.
Yeah. Only if I can monetize it. All right.
Oh, all right. Hitting a little too close to home.
Hey, we're talking about an evil capitalist corporation today. We gotta,
yeah. I want to get into that.
Right.
Folks, if you're just now tuning in, we're talking about workplace comedies, and that means today we're talking about Better Off Ted, which debuted on ABC in 2009 and ran for only 2 seasons until its untimely cancellation in 2010. A grand total of 26 episodes, 2 of which were left unaired due to contract negotiations involving an NBA basketball game. As a show creator, I don't think I could imagine a worse situation than being canceled and then told we're not even going to complete the season.
Yeah.
You know that thing you already made? Yeah, we're good.
Never gonna see the light of day. Enjoy.
All right. So the thing I agree that is terrible, and I don't want to like negate the premise of that, but like that is something that kids these days don't remember. Is that like nowadays a show they'll just plop it all on Netflix or Hulu if like it gets canceled. But in the old days, like if you were like one of the 3 fans of Better Off Ted or like Surface or something like that, like some shows like that nobody remembers, like the network would sometimes just be like, well, no one's watching this show, so there might be 5 to 10 more episodes of it, but you will never see them unless you pay $60 for a DVD of it. And even that, like, that happened like all the time in that era of TV. And kids they don't know how lucky they have it. They just, like everyone's talking about the Queen's Gambit. Can you imagine? I've not seen it, but I assume like I can't. Can you imagine if you in the penultimate episode she checkmates someone? Oh no, so she put someone in check, and you're like, is she gonna checkmate next episode? But then they're like, actually, the show's over. We canceled it, and that last episode is gone to history. Think of how
gone forever.
Yeah, that was life in like the
Early aughts.
Yeah.
The aughts.
That was all, in the late Bush, early Obama era.
Yeah,
and then Obama fixed television. Love that. Love that he did that for us.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it is so weird to think of how, like, the era of time slots doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know plenty of stuff still, I hear that they still make live TV these days.
They do.
Or network TV. But yeah, nothing's competing for the Thursday 7 p.m. slot.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter anymore.
That's true.
I mean, it does, but it doesn't.
And you can find a way to profit off. It's not like you can find a way to profit off it in a way that previously you couldn't. Like, you can sell it to another company and they can put it on like Stars or something. It's weird. It's different. TV.
Yeah. Presumably now it costs nothing to finish editing the episode, dump it on Hulu, and then whatever fraction of the audience you have can still watch it. But then if you choose to air this instead of that NBA game that aired in its place, then you've lost out on millions of dollars because it's an NBA game.
Yeah, exactly.
Tens of millions, surely, in advertising.
Yeah. And as someone who watched Better Off Ted when it was on, no one... There were negative viewers for that show. Somehow they would... Yeah, it was just... sorry.
I just want to talk about something that interests me about the show.
Yeah.
So, I have seen it. I've seen everything. I've seen all of it before. But very recently, actually, I didn't watch it until, the pandemic started. I watched it sometime in, March or April, I think, and I hadn't seen it before then. But I had only heard just absolutely wonderful, fantastic things about the show and people talking about how it was, almost just legacy television, and it was just gone, but canceled too soon, gone before its time. It's one of the best shows you'll ever see, etc., etc. It's a really great show. It is a really great show, and I enjoyed it immensely.
Lives up to the promise.
It was a little overhyped, in my opinion.
I was waiting for the butt. Yeah.
It was a little overhyped. Well, just because people were talking about it the way that people normally talk about Breaking Bad and The Sopranos and stuff like that. And so I was like, oh my God, I gotta watch the show. And of course I had seen the Jabberwocky bit on YouTube before, which is their most famous bit. And so I was excited to watch the show and I did love it. It's a great show. Did it deserve all the hype that it was given to me by literally anyone who's ever watched it that I encountered? I don't know. And as I was rewatching this episode for us to record and talk about this specific episode that we're going to talk about today, I came to a realization, and I think that maybe the realization is maybe Better Off Ted is not the best television show that people have ever seen. Maybe Portia de Rossi just needs to more work. Maybe people maybe it's just that Portia de Rossi needs to be in more shit because she was so fantastic and all I wanted to do was just watch all of her parts forever. So and as I was thinking back, I mean obviously, and we'll get into it a little more, but there are so many other aspects of the show that are fantastic, like the relationship between Ted and his daughter, all of these other things. There are so many fantastic aspects of the show, but I largely think that everyone's this is the best TV show ever. It's mostly because of Portia de Rossi, I think.
Yeah.
I was going to say up until your substantial, but your contradiction statement, it sounded like you were about to give this a glowing review, and I was like Chris. I was sitting here waiting for the contradiction to happen about hype. Maybe we can talk about. Well, no, I'll say it now because I'm about to talk about the plot and the cast.
Yeah.
I thought this was a different show. I think I watched my first episode of Better Off Ted last night. I thought I had seen substantial portions of it. I was very wrong. I was mixing it up. I was telling Lesley this before we started recording, or rather before you hopped on the call, Chris. I was mixing it up with another 2010 office comedy show featuring former members of the Arrested Development cast, which was The Misadventures of Todd Margaret, which features David Cross and Will Arnett. So I was watching this show genuinely thinking, wait, when does David Cross show up? For the first 5-10 minutes before I realized I was watching a completely different program.
That show is a show that's been lost to time.
Yeah, yeah.
Good show. I don't want to go on a Todd Margaret tangent. I should let Ben go, but that show's a weird show. That ends with a significant amount of the world getting nuked into oblivion. Sorry, spoiler alert for a 2000.
Spoiler alert.
Show.
Oh,
that's a weird one.
I don't think they mind.
Okay, good. I think we're past the point of people caring about spoilers in culture right now.
Untrue. Absolutely untrue. I will always care about spoilers, but I've already seen that show. So
okay, cool.
you're in luck.
I'm saying that when I'm like, I can't be on Twitter right now. I can't be on Twitter right now.
Right. I love how you're like, oh, people don't care about spoilers, but I can't get my wrestling spoiled.
No, yeah. Yeah. Oh, so Ben, that must have been like a fun, like, so the entire time you were like, this episode's a weird one because
where's David Cross?
Yeah.
Where's Will Arnett?
This is one of those experimental episodes where the main characters aren't here.
No, I figured it out like 2 minutes in. I'm like, I'm thinking of a completely different program. My bad. I watched, because I thought this was English. And that was my first clue that it was not the show I thought it was that it was clearly American only instead of a American BBC crossover or whatever it was.
Other one.
Let's talk about the plot and the cast that we've mentioned so often. This show features Ted Crisp, played by Jay Harrington, who is a research executive at the corporately immoral Viridian Dynamics, which makes a wide catalog of products. This show is bitingly satirical, with its sights firmly set on corporate culture, product development, and capitalism. Of the shows that we've covered so far, Lesley, Chris, for your benefit, Scrubs, The Larry Sanders Show, and Slings and Arrows. This is the most office-y out of all of them, and I do not mean 2005 Michael Scott The Office. I mean, like, about an office environment.
Yeah.
Because Scrubs is like, we're here to help people, we're doctors. The Larry Sanders Show is about making, nighttime television, and while there's office antics, it's mostly about the entertainment.
Wait a minute.
And then, go ahead.
Are you saying I could have done an episode on the newsroom?
Yes.
Yeah, that counts.
Damn it.
That counts. That counts.
I could have done an episode on a show I hated instead of a show I like.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, because the whole point of this exercise is to make us watch whatever it is that you want us to. So, if you wanted to make us all suffer, you could have done that.
We could have watched the episode where never mind.
Chris,
go on.
Chris, can I bring you in for a huddle real quick?
Yeah.
Podcaster, podcaster.
Yeah.
We're in a bit of a guest drought. You can come back later this season.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to make us watch, start, being like, perhaps maybe we'll make you watch this one. It'll be great.
Good. Because I think I was like, I like that this is the most office-y one though. Like I like that.
Yeah.
Because it is they almost never leave the corporate building.
Correct.
It's almost like this could be in the same universe as like Judge Dredd or something. Like
you just don't know. It could be anywhere. Because I mean, like the only two places you really see in the entire series are the office and like Ted's home sometimes.
And like Ted probably lives in like a neighboring like skyscraper for efficiency.
Sure.
Right. Down one elevator, across the street, up the other elevator.
Yeah.
But yeah, between Scrubs, The Larry Sanders Show, and Slings and Arrows, which is about a very like collaborative theatrical environment, this is like the most, this is the only one that's like about like human resources and marketing.
And the office vibe.
And like and office. In the ways that the other shows, like, they were about workplaces, but they weren't about like, straightforward office drones, I guess is maybe the impolite term. I know there's been discourse recently about how any of us would now kill for the cubicle that Neo has in the Matrix.
Yeah.
which was shown to be the most like boring.
Has there been?
He wants to escape this world.
Is it because we're all from home? What is? I'm not understanding.
Oh, because we're all crammed like 2 to 1 cubicle now.
Are we?
Some
are
of
we
us
there?
are.
Okay, I was like, I don't know.
I mean, who has... I know, Ben, you have a job, but who has jobs right now?
Who has a job right now? I have a job. I do have a job, but before we shut down the office for the pandemic, the office was an open office plan, so I didn't have a cubicle at all. I just worked at a desk.
Ben, I get what you're saying. Is that like
Yeah.
That generally speaking, the jobs of the late '90s, all in all, are way better than what is offered now.
Yes.
And nothing changes. It just gets worse.
Yeah, I think the joke was that I know specifically that I've worked like 3 or 4 jobs where it's big, no privacy, open office floor plans, where etc. And anyway, cubicles and personal space are a bygone era for a lot of office drones.
That is
and I
true.
think the joke on Twitter has been like, wow, Neil wanted to escape that terrible world that he was in, and now any of us are like, God, I'd love a 10 by 10 workspace.
That's a really good point, and this is such a total deviation from what we're supposed to be talking about, but whatever. So, that's interesting because, like, yes, but also no. I think it depends on what you do, and it depends on, like, it's hard to say. Like, the cubicle was kind of like protection from middle management, your 9 bosses, the kind of stuff that you see in Office Space, TPS reports, et cetera, but like when you have a job where you do work that is real and not just making shit up for 8 hours to get a paycheck, then having an open office plan is actually really cool.
Yeah, sure. We'll get into the plot later. I just know that when they go into that guy's office, I was thinking like, oh, this is kind of spacious. It's nice that this copywriter has an office this big.
Oh, Jenkins.
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 Here, let me hop back into the cast. This features Portia de Rossi, who we've talked about already, who is a couple years removed from playing Lindsay Bluth-Fjunke on Arrested Development, which she did both before and after this performance, as Ted's militantly corporate boss, Veronica Palmer. We have Andrea Anders as Linda Zwerdling, I want to say.
Zwerdling, yeah.
Awesome. A fellow office worker who is occasionally a love interest of Ted's. She's been a main character on a number of shows, including Mr. Mom, Mr. Sunshine, The Class, and Joey. The cast also features Malcolm Barrett, who would later go on to be the lead character in the NBC time travel show Timeless, be a main character on season 3 of Preacher, AMC's Preacher, based off of the comic book, poorly based off of the comic book from what I've heard.
Yes, I've heard that too.
And very recently, he was on 4 episodes of The Boys.
Basically playing the same character. Not like...
Is that right?
Well, he's playing he's playing what's it called? He's playing like an image consultant. So he's not like a science nerd, but he still is like, I think, in a duo where he is like a nerd. For a massive evil corporate parody. So it's like,
oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's basically like, if Lem got tired of the hard stress of working in a lab and went and worked for, I don't know, branding, that would be yeah.
Right. And also Jonathan Slavin, who appears to have appeared in every sitcom and TV show of the era, including ER, Weeds, Ugly Betty, and Grimm. Actually, if I could just read this little paragraph on his Wikipedia. Slavin has also had guest roles in series such as Dharma and Greg, Castle, Grey's Anatomy, My Name is Earl, Summerland, Friends, Grimm, Weeds, Wings, ER, Chicago Hope, Ugly Betty, CSI Crime Scene Investigations, Bones, Better With You, Legit, Raising Hope, The Finder, Rules of Engagement, and Friends with Better Lives, as well as Santa Clarita Diet.
He was in Santa Clarita Diet?
He's in everything.
Oh, you should watch that one.
And Speechless.
Solid show.
It's good.
Rest in peace, also, to that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I'm sure it'll rise again.
Hey! Ba-ba-ba-da.
I did enjoy the pilot of San Clarita Diet. I can't quite handle that level of gore, though.
It
But
does
Timothy
get a little
Oliphant.
less gross. Timothy
know it
Oliphant,
does.
though, and it does get less gross. So,
And I respect him. Less gross. Okay. Yeah.
oh no, it stays gross the whole time, but a little less.
Okay. I just know there was a lot of like when she bit like whatever, it's like Nathan Fillions' finger or whatever. That's where I had to tap out. Just the.
I feel like it.
I'm sorry, that's where you had to tap out? You watched her vomit her entire life out, and you had to tap out at her biting
weirdly,
a dude's finger?
Hey,
Weirdly, I can handle the vomit.
Hey, Ben, unlike your rude co-host, I respect your boundaries of comfort and say you don't need to watch the Santa Clarita Diet.
Chris, thank you.
You're welcome. I do agree, though, with Lesley that you're a little baby.
Yeah!
I am a.
You're baby.
I'm a horror storyteller. I just weirdly can't handle blood.
It's okay. It's okay. You're like Monk. It's fine.
Well,
I guess it was less the blood and more the bone crunching.
Ooh.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, so we're talking about Better Off Ted.
Right. Last but not least, the episode that we watched today was Beating a Dead Workforce. While the engineers at Viridian Dynamics are hard at work on a new relaxation emitter, an office worker is found dead in his office, presumably of overwork. Ted has to balance the needs of his staff, an awkwardly motivational funeral, his daughter's busy schedule, and pressure from corporate to turn this tragic workplace accident into a means to institute longer hours at the office.
Right.
Yeah, bitingly satirical. The stuff about, like, basically the small religion that pops up at this office over corporate's desire to start instituting 14-hour days. Do it for
Jenkins. Do it for Jenkins.
You're one of the finders.
Yeah, one of the 8 people who found his body. So I have a question. I have a question for you, Chris. We always let people, decide what we are going to watch, what show and what episode. What is it about this episode specifically in this show that you wanted us to talk about? Why did you want us to see this episode?
So it's actually been a long time. I watched the show when it was on, and pretty much hadn't watched it since, but remember liking it a lot. And when I went by and looked through the descriptions, the summaries, this one, particularly about a corporation working someone to death and then exploiting their death, it felt very resonant to the current era. I mean, all of the stuff in it is good, but we live in a bleak, body-filled time, and it just that's why there wasn't anything I remembered particularly loving about this episode. I didn't really remember that much about the show. I just remembered strong Portia de Rossi work, good joke constructs, and that it always did better when it leaned into the more absurdity and like the more surrealist nature of it than just being a straight up comedy. And this episode also kind of followed that, where it's like you start off with like a big thing of a death, and then that just accelerates the disillusion of reality or whatever. So that's why I picked this episode. Is that it's the most for zaniness, and it's also bleak, and we live in bleak times, and capitalism. Yes, yeah.
That's solid. That's solid. Always just curious because something's got to resonate for you to suggest one episode in particular. This was a good one. It was a really good one. I want to know more about Ben's thoughts since this is his first time watching this show, as he discovered.
Sure, yeah. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. It got a couple really strong chuckles out of me. I think my all-time favorite bit is Chris, help me out here. What's the name of the two scientists, the one not played by Malcolm Barrett?
Lem and Phil.
Thank you.
Phil. So Phil. When Phil tries to rip the lid off of the cremation jar.
The cremation jar. It's called an urn, Ben.
Yeah, you know what? All right. I wouldn't know. I haven't been cremated.
In my defense, I've never been cremated personally.
All right.
Oh, when he's like tearing at the lid, sure, that's funny. But then when he pauses and just tries to like crack it like a ketchup bottle on the side of the table, that's what actually got me.
That's
yeah.
It's a good bit. Good visual humor.
Yeah, no, I appreciated its visual and physical humor. I thought the scripting was a little bit too canned for me. It is very much it's very rapid fire, and it's very rapid fire in a way where you can tell that it was very tightly rehearsed. Or maybe even edited down a little bit to kind of cut out the space, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's very polished.
Jokes don't breathe too much, if that makes sense.
I always prefer that to a breathable joke. I like my jokes suffocated. Because you're probably right that they probably had to cut it a lot of time. I think the greatest example of network joke pacing versus freeform joke pacing is Arrested Development when it was on Fox versus Netflix Arrested Development. And I think part of the joy of the Fox Arrested Development was that we'd go back and like find all these jokes hidden in it. And then in the Netflix ones, when they had 8 extra minutes to do the same amount of storytelling, they would just tell you the joke and then be like, "Do you get it? Do you get it?" And then you'd be embarrassed in front of your friends who you've invited over to a watch party for Arrested Development. And you're like, you told them it was really funny, but then all of a sudden this new season is really bad. And you're like, no, trust me.
This got so specific. Are you okay?
I survived.
Okay.
Have you ever brought a bunch of people to your house and cooked dinner for a viewing thing for a comedy when no one laughed?
That's almost like nobody coming to your birthday party.
Oh, I wish.
I assume. I wouldn't know. Everyone's always come to my birthday parties, but...
Sorry, can't relate. I'm popular.
So Ben, nowadays I would want no one to come to my birthday party. Am I right?
COVID! So,
anyway, no, I respect your takes, Ben, and yeah, that's...
Well, thank you. I respect yours. No, I'm trying to think of like okay, another rapid fire comedy that comes to mind is obviously it's been sweeping the nation for several years now. Letterkenny.
Why is everybody talking about that this week?
I don't know, but I've watched it and I deeply love it. But it's very difficult for me to binge watch because it is so tight and so smartly written, much like Better Off Ted, that like after a couple of episodes, I'm like, okay, all right, I get it. Yes, I get it. The writers are very clever. Yes, I get it. But like 1 or 2 episodes at a time, when you have smoked weed, are very, very fun. Very fun. So that's my opinion of Letterkenny. Also very quotable. Super quotable show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd want to avoid a hate crime if you could. Because I think maybe my all-time favorite line.
Yeah, there are so many good ones.
No, I know what you mean though. My roommates and I knocked it out pretty much. I guess it wasn't quarantine. We didn't have an excuse. It was just February. And we knocked it all out back to back, and we'd do like 5 or 6 episodes a night. And at a certain point, it was starting to just kind of wash over me.
Yeah, that's
just
how
because
I feel
it was so rapid fire that I wasn't like latching on to anything being said.
Yeah.
See, and that's actually how I felt when I watched Better Off Ted too, because I did binge that one. And I did feel after a few episodes, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's very clever. You know what I mean?
I think there are some jokes that benefit from that rapidness. One of my favorites is when Portia steps up to the, or I guess Veronica, her character name, whatever.
Veronica.
Steps up to the podium to give her eulogy, and then gets the character's name wrong like 4 times.
I have that written down as like my favorite joke. Carl Gordon Jenkins. Yeah, I have that written down as like that was my favorite one.
That's a great bit.
That is an extremely rapid fire bit.
Yeah.
That's just that benefits from like a who's on first kind of rapport, I guess.
Yeah.
But some of the other ones, I wish they had slowed it down a little bit. But I acknowledge that they probably they probably had to cut out a lot of pauses. Even as a podcast editor for our narrative shows, I have to like slice out. I kind of start automatically slicing out gaps, and then I'm like, no, actually, wait, that needs a second between those two lines, or else it's not funny.
Yeah, I mean, it is an incredibly funny show, though, and it is definitely the kind of show that it's playing to that tight editing and that tight rehearsal. But I really like that you said that, Ben, because I've never been able to really articulate what it is about that particular brand of comedy that I enjoy a lot for a little while. So that's probably also, Chris, I wonder if it's because you keep talking about how you watched it when it aired. So, you were binge watching it like I did, or like, Ben has watched Letterkenny or whatever, like you watched it in its little digestible bits, and then it was done for a week. So that probably is a huge contributing factor as to like its success in your mind as a really good show. That makes it sound like I'm saying that it's not a good show. It is a very good show. I'm not saying that it's not. I would tell you if I thought so, but it is very good. But I think that
I'm reading the cover story on Better Off Ted Haters Magazine Monthly, and Lesley, you're the main article.
You're the editor-in-chief. What's that about? No. It is very good, but I think that part of what makes it so good is the fact that it was edited to be watched that way. Yeah. Like, it was not meant to be watched, like, many episodes at a time.
Well, because, like, network comedies and a beautiful art form that is being lost to time and space were written with a lot of things, but two main factors were it had to catch you when you were channel surfing. So if it's a comedy, there has to be a joke there. Like there has to be something engaging. And the other thing is that it has to play in syndication. And that's the syndication and reruns and TBS and all that's also something that's kind of dead. I mean, binging is now the new version of syndication, and people discovering like a show that was canceled 4 years ago, they discover it now and they're like, where is the blah 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 blah. But yeah, so I think that structure doesn't lend itself to binging. I don't understand how people can binge like Seinfeld or like binge the early seasons of The Simpsons, because like those shows are just like full. I mean, especially Simpsons, like they're full of gags. And comedy is exhausting. Like, like there's a reason that that comedies almost never go over 2 hours in the theater, is because it's exhausting. And then you can say, well, Judd Apatow movies do, and then I would say those aren't comedies; those are dramas with jokes. And it's like just because we stop making dramas for adult, that's all right. I was going to go into a rant about how we don't have fun movies, fun dramas anymore. But the point is...
The point is
I watched The Insider a couple nights ago, and that movie is great.
I should watch it.
It's good. Oh, some... great Pacino. But yeah, so that kind of joke writing, it's really... I find it really satisfying. But a little goes a long way. And I can't imagine binge watching the show.
Yeah, well, I did.
Well, you're a sick person, and
it's
I respect
very true.
You. Yeah.
You know what? I really, really love that you said that. I love that you pointed out that shows had to be made to keep an audience's attention, and that a comedy's way of doing that when you could channel surf was just having like 5 jokes a minute.
Yeah. That's wild stuff.
Yeah, something definitely to be said for intended format. Obviously, when Lesley and I were covering BoJack Horseman as if it were the word of God, we got into discussions a lot about like the tonal whiplash between the end of a dramatic episode and the comedic beginning of the next episode, with the implication that you were then watching those back to back. Yeah. And how they kind of needed to pull up from the crashing plane a little bit. To shoot you up with a little bit of levity before sending you down on another pretty dark episode. Yeah. And so if we're talking about intended format, this is meant to grab your audience. It's maybe, to grab an audience.
Yeah, it didn't succeed.
it is meant to perhaps be viewed out of order on TBS at 11 p.m. 3 years later. And I will say on that front, I didn't expect to be, but I wasn't lost.
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask you too. Like, so you were good, like you kind of understood what was happening and what the characters were doing.
Yeah, it's an office environment. That guy works for that girl. These two people work with each other. Everyone reports to this dude. Guy got it. Knocked out.
And handled. That's his kid. Excellent.
I'm like, yeah, you can tell who the nerds are. You know,
yeah.
You can tell who the love interest is, and you can tell who the characters are that are never going to show up again.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Jenkins.
It's pretty heavily archetyped to its benefit for that reason. It's Les, as you and I were talking about Scrubs for our pilot. It's got some of that kind of sound effect zaniness. There was a little bit of like whoop sort of stuff when they moved objects around. The only thing I was and confused is a word I'll use lightly here because I was not actually that confused about it. But like the only thing that I was like, oh, what's this about? Is the fact that his daughter was like sleeping in his office or whatever.
Well, it's because he was working over hours because
but
he had
it was
kid.
explained in episode.
Yeah. And the daughter is like the most serialized the show gets. Like I feel if I can remember, like Lesley is definitely a better expert than I because it's fresher in your brain. But if I like the familiar, because that was back in the age when there was still a debate over if serialization was going to be a passing fad, and it was going to go back like once the Lost ended, it was going to disappear. But now, of course, it's like no, it won. It just serialized narratives 100% destroyed episodic stuff, and I think the daughter, was the because there was like a big arc of that, right?
Yeah, I would say the daughter, and also Ben, you came into it like around the end of the series, so you didn't really see this, but there was a will they won't they serialized thing for a little bit in the first season, and then they did, and then nobody, and then it was fine. But
if I recall correctly, Lesley, like season 2 is definitely one where they get a bit more goofier.
That's the season where Jabberwocky is. That's the season, obviously, where this episode is, which would be an episode like straight out of IT Crowd or something like that. Like, this is definitely, they took a lot more chances in the second season for sure.
Yeah. I'm glad you said this episode's buzzword. Because that is the show that this reminded me of the most, was the IT Crowd.
Oh, really? I can see why.
Yeah, the IT Crowd, which, as we know, came out of a rock, just sprang forth from a well wholly created, and written by no one.
Yes, correct.
Oh yeah.
There is no creator of that show. It's super weird.
It just showed up one day.
Richard Iowati is just that funny.
He's just that funny. Just showed up one day. It was great. Nobody wrote it.
Yeah, Matt Berry went on to be in What We Do in the Shadows. No clue where that show came from. Jackie did town, yeah.
Jackie did town.
I'll have one human alcoholic beer, please.
Perhaps one of the greatest fictional characters of all time. I'm not even being. That's not a bit.
I know we're doing a lot of tangents, but I've been rewatching Community, and he shows up in an episode 6 all about grifting. And, like, I hate it when people do a headcanon where they're like, this is the same character, although I guess I just did that with The Boys and Better Off Dead.
Sure.
But his character is all about grifting and, like, conning people, and he's teaching a class on grifting and conning people in the season, and it's Matt Berry. And it's like, you know what? Jackie Daytona.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
No, it felt a lot like the IT Crowd to me in terms of, like, it doesn't matter what this company does. All that matters is the corporate structure between these, like, 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
In that case, the 3 IT department people and Matt Berry. And really no other characters, it occurs to me. That is about working in an office, about dealing with, boring presentations or stress seminars. That one episode where Moss steals the stressometer.
You're stressed.
You know, it's just
don't be stressed.
yeah, or about corporate lunches or elevators or whatever. Like it's just about being in an office. It doesn't really matter what anybody does. And it felt very much like that to me. Especially, I guess, kind of came out in the same era as well. 2010-ish.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah.
What it also weirdly reminded me of was the very short-lived, similarly canceled early, Vanessa Hudgens, Ron Funches, and Alan Tudyk show, Powerless.
Oh.
Which was set...
I'm not familiar with that show.
Chris, you look like you have a thought, or you've never heard of it.
I have oceans of thoughts.
Hit me.
No, it's just I mean, no, I don't want to be rude.
I'm not a fan. Go for it.
It's a very bad show.
Yeah, it sucked.
It sucks so much. And like, no, that's a show that no one remembers. And all right, yeah, oof.
No, something about Powerless, regardless of its quality,
Sucks.
did remind me of this show, or rather the other way around. Better Off Ted reminded me of Powerless, which I saw first. In terms of, it's about product development.
Yeah.
There's like a product a week. There's 2 engineers in that show, played by Danny Pudi and Ron Funches. Mm-hmm. There's a boss who's like maniacally corporate.
Yeah.
Very, very similar vibes. Those were the 2, like, touchstone. I don't know. However this Venn diagram looks, I think IT Crowd and Powerless are both on it.
I'm sorry. One thing about Powerless. When do you think Powerless premiered?
February of 2017, because I can literally see it in this Wikipedia.
All right. Well, Powerless seems like it came out like 20 years ago, or like 10 years ago, right?
Distinctly feels like 2013 to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like 20. There's no way it came out in 27. I can't accept that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I get it.
Yeah, like I remember it coming out in 2013. Mm-hmm. 2017. Yeah. No. All right, sorry. Powerless. I can't wait to do a Powerless episode.
Oh boy.
I mean, if it's a workplace comedy, it would have to be this season. Real quick, Portia de Rossi's character. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It took me until about halfway through the episode before I locked in with who I was picturing her as, like the way she was speaking, and then it finally clicked for me. Is that she kind of is like the human version of GLaDOS to me, the villain of the Portal video game. In terms of like, I don't know, all employees are numbers. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of lines from her that either sounded like a GLaDOS line or a Cave Johnson line, which was the J.K. Simmons voiced character in Portal 2. Just in terms of like, well, now I weirdly can't think of a single line, but just employee productivity is down, which means you need to live in the moment. Moments are best experienced through pain, kind of talk. There was like a little bit of like sadism to it, like a cold corporate sadism that like really made me think of lines that GLaDOS says in Portal 1 and 2. Particularly when she's talking about corporate liability, and she's doing that line like, in fact, corporate cannot prove whether or not he was alive, when we hired him. He was very quiet during his job interview. That felt like a GLaDOS line to me for some reason. Aperture Science cannot prove if any one test subject died at our own hands.
That's true. That's fair. And
I realized I was just not doing the GLaDOS voice, but I'm also not really going to try.
No, that's interesting. This is now a reason. I didn't know J.K. Simmons did anything in Portal. I've never played a Portal.
Oh, hey, the Portal video games are very good. J.K. Simmons plays a crazy genius CEO.
Yeah. He always gives it his all.
He sure does.
Yeah, he does.
Speaking of giving it all, I just want to Portia de Rossi. I have a theory. I have a million theories about TV, but one of my main things is that a show works when it finds its fulcrum character, and that is just the character that the show actually like is based around. Not the breakout character, but like the one that actually like gives it spice. So say like Community, it's Abed. Lost, it's Locke. Give me a random show.
The only one I can think of right now is BoJack Horseman.
I think there's an argument that it's Todd, but there's another argument that it's Diane. I don't like The Walking Dead, but Daryl is the fulcrum character of that show. Like,
definitely.
That's the spice that makes it work. The thing that like really like that where the core theme of the show lives, not the core idea. They rarely are the main character. And they often are around the breakout character or what have you, but like
Your Kramers.
Yeah. My bigger theory is it's George, just a fulcrum character of Seinfeld. But I could go on a longer thing. But Kramer's the breakout.
Sure. All right. Yeah.
It's a silly, but Portia de Rossi is very much, in my opinion, the fulcrum character, and the show started working as a show when her character got both more human and like likable, but also more evil. Just like simultaneously, basically when she became more of a caricature of an evil, almost like a communist propaganda video of the evils of a capitalist structure. When she became that character, the show, that one it really kicked off. And if it had been like that since day one, it may have made it to like 4 seasons. But
yeah, I see what you're saying. That makes sense to me.
Because she has so many great lines, like in her speech, as you mentioned, the getting the name wrong and just rolling with it. Her shouting "Tonight we dine in hell" and everyone cheering is great. Talking about how the board of directors of the company loves money so much. If they went to a strip club, if they could, they would have thrown naked women at money. That's how much they love money. Great line, great delivery. Like she's just so good in this, and she's so good. She makes the show work. Like, no disrespect to Jay Harrington, he does fine, and
he does a good job.
And I love the nerds. They're both great, but you don't want to overexpose them. You want to keep them. They belong in a lesser tier, so that they can get more zany and goofy stuff. Like, You want to be able to have jokes about one of them being married to a former Mossad agent. You want to have them, and Portia really just makes the show, and I think it's a better performance than Lindsay Bluth. Not to critique Lindsay Bluth.
I agree.
Hyphen Funke.
What? Oh, sorry. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. She's just. I think this is a fantastic thing, and sadly Portia de Rossi doesn't work as much as she used to. And read your blind items there, but she really just makes this show snap, crackle, and pop.
I completely agree with you. I completely agree that her character, this is a much somehow a more nuanced character than Lindsay Bluth.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, she had a bit of an uphill battle. She is one cast member of like 7 comedic geniuses on Arrested Development.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Tambor was there too.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is a Jeffrey Tambor hate podcast.
He was also present.
Yeah, he was on set.
Yeah, the last thing she did was the most recent stuff in oh my god, I forgot.
Scandal?
No. She wasn't on it for 49 episodes. That's a lie. As someone who's watched every season of Scandal, she was not on it for 49 episodes.
She might have been.
No, I watched... No.
You don't know. Maybe she was.
Maybe. I don't accept it. That's almost... That's like 40% of the show.
I was gonna say, yeah.
She was not. Unless she was.
She could have been. But she wasn't, though.
What was her... Alright, but the point... Yeah, anyway, she's great in this. Everyone's great. People are having a fun time. Good corporate satire. Here's a take I want to do, if I may.
Go for it.
Let me may, if I will.
Let me may, if I will. Sure.
Tying this back into something Lesley said in the beginning about how there was a bunch of hype for this show. And I do agree there's a lot of hype for this show. Part of me thinks a bunch of that hype is unearned or over-exaggerated. Mm-hmm. And I think it is because, for a myriad of reasons. One, people were, like, the few fans wanted the show to be on. But also at this time, like, television was in, like, a weird flux. There was a lot of, like, new popular shows starting, but we were definitely in an infamously, like, weak era of TV comedy. We are out of that now, but it was like, oh, what do we got happening right now? Because there was a battle between the standard old, like, multi-camera, fourth wall, theater-based sitcom, your Home Improvement style, and then versus the Malcolm in the Middle style of, like, treating it like a standard show of single camera, all that, and everything was just kind of in at that time. So I think there was that. Also, people do fall in love always with shows that could have been that were canceled too early in their run, but also I think it was around the same time as Community, and I am, of course, rewatching Community right now, like so many people, but, like, I think that this show definitely had a potential to be like a pairing with Community, not like on a same block. There were different networks, but
Sure.
a generally positive, joke-filled, semi-absurd world. The moment when, in this episode, I brought up, when you brought it up also, where it was about, like, the religion that was formed, and when they call people the Finders, I'm like, oh, if this was a Community episode, there's a large, like, possibility that they would have gone full, like, there's, like, a cult forming now, and, like, they would have taken it to a much higher, they would have taken the joke a lot further down, like, to the extreme.
If that were a Community episode, it would have been held to the same regard as one of the Pillow Fort episodes.
Yeah. And if only. It's yeah, I feel like that's something the show sadly missed out on, is it never was able to fully go, like, full thought experiment parody of early Obama era corporate structure. And I think it's why there's a lot of vague, proud love for it. Like, you don't hear people say you gotta watch this episode, except for, I guess, the Jabberwocky stuff. Like, you don't really get that much people being like, I'm such a bling from this show. But I think a lot of people were in love with the potential and the hope that this show provided. And it sucks that we never got to see it come to something more. But it's available on Hulu in the United States. So, I don't know. But if you have NordVPN. All right. But yeah, so that's my big take on why there's so much love for the show. Is that it's not just love for a good show. It's love for what could have been a great show.
I see. And that totally makes sense. And I'm not here to, disparage anybody who just deeply loves this show, because I get it. It's a good show. Whatever, Ben. It deep in their bones. They love it. You know what I was talking about. I omitted some words, but it's like almost 9:30 here. So
yeah, deeply bone love this show.
Deeply bone love this show. Yeah, and then you made fun of me. You know what?
Hey,
no, I'm just kidding.
I deeply bone love this show.
I deeply bone love this show.
Hey, Ben, I'm going to bone crunch all around you. How are you going to like that, Ben? You bone bully?
What if I were to tell you that I deeply bone love you? Would you make fun of me if I told you that?
No, that would be genuinely sweet, and I'd tear up a little bit.
Okay, that's what I thought. I bone love you, Ben.
The bone love is their money.
I think you're all right.
The bone lover. Back to my point. I get it. The people who deeply support the show, who have such an affinity for it, who enjoy it so much, I get it. I absolutely do. And they are valid and right to feel that way. That's all I'm saying about it. Bones and love.
I do want to say I really did enjoy this episode. The harshest of my complaints are about pacing. Which, whatever. I I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'd watch more of it, but I very much enjoyed it. Speaking of watching more of it, though,
Yes.
because it sounds like there's a mutual recommendation happening here because you both have said the word twice. What's this Jabberwocky episode?
It's okay. So the Jabberwocky episode is an episode. Now, I've only been through this series once, but it was fairly recently, and I've seen like the Jabberwocky clip a lot. So they are, from my memory, they are trying to give a presentation about this product that does not actually exist. They have convinced like shareholders or investors or somebody that they have this product that they don't have. They've convinced them that they have this product. It's called Jabberwocky. It's going to change your life. Well, what is it? And then it's just buzzwords upon buzzwords upon buzzwords. And then they do a presentation on it, but it doesn't exist. And they still pull off a successful presentation because that's what corporate life is. And so it's just really, it's good. It's good. The presentation portion alone is classic.
All right.
Yeah, should have done that. I should have done that episode. But death, it's on the brain, because once you die, all left is your bones.
Oh, God almighty. God almighty, I'm never going to get over it. Season 1, episode 12, and it is called Jabberwocky.
Okay, I will make sure to check it out later this week then.
Just, give it 20 minutes of your time. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah, give it your bones.
Yeah, why not? Might even do it tonight.
Might as well.
And any closing thoughts, or should I wrap up this episode?
Yeah, I feel good.
My closing thoughts are, if you have nothing else going on, give it a watch. But honestly, Netflix and Amazon and Hulu all have some pretty good Bollywood sections, and those movies are all like 3 hours long, and they're really good. And it keeps you away from looking at your phone because you have to read the Hindi.
That's all true. All of that is true.
I should have saved that for plugs, but I'll just say the exact same words again later.
Folks, this has been Syndicated with Lesley and Ben. Today we were joined by Chris. Chris, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you, Lesley. Thank you, Ben.
You're a phenomenal guest, and I'm really excited to hear the grand unified George Costanza theory at some point in the future. Do you want to talk about what it is you do other than come on this show?
I have a podcast that is on release hiatus right now, but it's still producing new content. It's called Spec Script. The premise is a person writes an episode of a TV show they have never seen, and then other cool people read it aloud on stage. And by on stage, I mean on Twitch every Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So it's really fun. This weekend we are doing... What we were referencing it? We're doing The Boys, and I believe Big Bang Theory, probably The Boys and Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
And by people who have never seen the shows, they're just trying to guess and use cultural osmosis to do it. So yeah, it's really fun. We got a lot of fun people lined up coming on, and it always has a good energy. I believe we've had all of the Sneeple. Is this connected to the Sneeple? This is Infinity Break?
It is. Mm-hmm. Yes.
We've had all 3 of the Sneeple on, and 2 of those episodes have been released, and one of them might be lost to time.
Whose episode?
Ezra's. Anyway, what was I going to say? We have like a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, it's on Twitch, Spec Script. We've had like a lot of fun guests on recently because the quarantine has made it super easy to get like people. Like we had Ollie Thorne of Philosophy Tube on recently. We've had Allison Pregler of Movie Nights Baywatch. We've had other cool people. We've had Tim Bad of The Worst Idea of All Time. We've had the Lady Ladies. It's like there's Ref Aubrey Edwards from AEW, which, if you're a fan of wrestling, is like a giant get, and if you aren't, it's like I have to tell you it's a giant get, Mom. But for real, she's the most popular referee in wrestling right now. Like, well,
I support you.
Thank you, Lesley.
I know that rules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had just a lot of cool people on, Left Atlanta, etc. We have a lot of Portland-based people, but also just.
Wait, you had Left at London on?
Yeah, she's been on twice.
That's awesome. I love her.
Yeah, so, she played Sonic in our PAX episode.
Nice.
And yeah, so everyone just always tune in on Saturday at 1 p.m. on Twitch. That's Twitch TV. Damn it. That's twitch.tv/SpecScript. But you have to include the damn it that I said earlier. It's the whole thing.
Or else you can't get to the site. So it's a specialized thing.
Mm-hmm. And then I would like
http://Twitch TV. God damn it.
TV. All right. It's download internet. And then I'd like to plug Houseful 2. I have no involvement in it. It's a very funny Bollywood movie where a guy gets his wiener bit by a snake.
Quality content. Hey, where can they find you on Twitter directly?
Okay, you go to houseful2 whatever the Indian.com .in. Anyway, you can find me at Twitter at I changed it. At Chris Khatami, that's ChrisKhatami. I am not as active as I've been in the past, but every now and again I am. So yeah, and SpecScript is at SpecScript Show. So SpecScript Show. So yeah, check out all that fun content, and yeah, I'll party on. Yeah.
Folks, you can find me online at Ben C. Hamlin, that is BenChamlin, over on Twitter.com, where I'm always talking about comic books and depression. Ooh.
Wow.
Thrilling content.
Too real. You can find me at Vanetti, VANETTI, where I make friends with everybody. Come be my friend on Twitter.
Lesley has an entirely more positive feed than I do. Lesley, recently I noticed you've been watching all of the Animaniacs, and it has taken over your timeline. And I'm very excited for you.
I love it.
You can check out all of our other work at infinitybreak.net, where we're telling stories our own way, including Lesley and I's former show of Horses and Men with Lesley and Ben, as well as my other podcast, Parascience, an exploration of the supernatural and unquantifiable. Almost forgot the tagline of my own show. Once again, that's infinitybreak.net. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/infinitybreak if you would like to support this show and all of the podcasts on the Infinity Break network. I can tell you right off the bat, there is going to be loads of bonus content that I'm going to be posting from this very episode.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, you can help support the show by following us on any social media platform, Infinity Break 23, on both Twitter and Instagram, as well as helping to spread the word and, of course, writing reviews. Really, just word of mouth would go a long ways. We greatly appreciate you listening to this show. Chris, it was an absolute blast talking to you in general and about Better Off Ted specifically. I hope to have you back in the future.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you, Lesley. Nice to see you again, Ben. This was a really fun time, and yeah, I would love to be back, and I can't wait to listen to other eps. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you so much. That's it for us. See you next time.
All right. See you next time. The show you've just been listening to was Syndicated with Lesley and Ben, featuring Lesley Yates and Ben Hamlin. The show is produced and edited by Ben Hamlin, with a theme song by Mandra Sigma and a logo by Terra Bosart. You can check out all of our other work at infinitybreak.net.